Hi, this is Peter Godinez, your ambassador with KADY TV with another segment of Good Morning Oxnard. And I tell you, I always get excited. We got a celebrity here in Oxnard. This is Hugo the Boss, and you got to say your third name.
Centeno.
See, I have an accent. Centeno?
You got it.
Okay, boy, I tell you what, I got to work on my enunciation. But I know you as the boss.
There you go.
Okay, that's all I got to know. Okay, so you have accomplished so much in boxing. Give me some of the things that you've done so far that you want to share.
As a professional, I'm 22-0 with 12 knockouts. I got one of the knockouts of the year last year, 2014. It was on HBO. Did very well against a very good opponent. And so things are looking up for me. Now I'm preparing myself for another bout, July 18th on the Chavez Jr. undercard, which is on Showtime.
Wow! And if you get a close up, this guy has no cuts. So if you kind of do something like that,
I'm doing all right.
You can't hit what you can't see.
Yeah,
move.
definitely. So I'm doing something all right because I'm not too beat up.
No, what? You're looking good. You're looking
Thanks,
good.
Sir.
I was looking at your ears, not too much of cauliflower looking, all that. Looking good.
I'm doing okay.
So, I just got to say, you're a phenomenal boxer. You're making a difference. You're an example here in Oxnard. There's so many youth. And, I'd love for you to kind of equate what are some of the similarities in training and boxing that all of us can use, even though we're not going to be world champ boxers like you. You want to give us some elements of that?
One thing that I have learned a lot from boxing is discipline. You're going to need discipline in life, and another one is temptation.
Mm-hmm.
You get tempted by a lot of things, so those things go kind of hand in hand, where you learn how to fight that temptation by using the discipline that you do have.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, one thing that goes together with those things is making weight. Mm-hmm. And for other people, it might be something else. A lot of people get into drugs or whatever the case is, and discipline and temptation go hand in hand. So if you have that strong discipline and that willpower, it's going to help you stay away from that.
No, and a lot of people don't realize in boxing that it's just a bunch of just beating yourself. But I would say the diet would actually be one of the more challenging things.
It's a huge thing. As you're building your body, you're breaking your body down as well. You're making your body stronger, and you're getting better at everything that you're doing by training every day. But you're also breaking it down by working out. So it's a double-edged sword. The next day you could wake up hurting, but you could be like, man, I'm in such a good shape, but I'm still hurting, so it's kind of a double-edged sword.
No, and that's what that discipline means. Discipline means that when you don't want to do it,
you still have to.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have to have somebody nudge you every once in a while, like, no, I know you don't want to do this.
Yeah, and the one funny thing about that is, like, they always ask my dad, how do you get him to work out? How do you get him to be here at the gym? Because I don't live with my parents anymore.
Right.
So, he always just says he does it on his own. I never have to be on him, and I never have to be worried about his weight, about him running, about him working out. I just have that willpower and the desire to know what I have to do, even though I don't want to do it. Every morning, who really wants to wake up and go to work?
I certainly don't, but then again,
when they hate what they do, For me, sometimes I don't want to get up and go running or go do physical training, but I know I have to do it because when I fight, it's just me by myself. There's no team. It's just me and the other guy.
That's it.
So, so when you go to work, it's going to be the same thing. It's just you have to take care of your work, and no one else does.
Now you fight at, I think, 160?
160
And just out of curiosity, natural, without having to starve you to death, what are you usually at? Because you're a pretty tall guy. You're about 6'2", 6'1"?
Yeah, 6'2". Probably about 175 maybe.
All right, and so you just like dumb questions, but what's your biggest temptation? Are you an ice cream guy, cake, or
I'm
what?
a sweets fan.
Sweets
and pastries.
Low calorie, but sweets.
Man. Pastries, just all of it. I'll take the whole pantry.
No, good. Yeah. Obviously you're a male, but I'm sure you're an inspiration to a lot of empowered women out there.
Most definitely. Another reason. My good friend Mr. Bricky over at Oxnard High told me once, power attracts power, and I never realized it. Because my beautiful wife, who I'm married to now, she has a very big corporate job, and I never realized how her power attracted me.
No, it's big time.
it's an inspiration to me. We feed off of each other.
No, I love it. I was going to mention that you have committed to marriage, and I got to tell you, 33 years married, that's probably the hardest thing we do as males. And realizing when you marry a smart, very driven woman, like I'm sure you have,
right,
you got to be spot on.
Definitely.
And you know, so no children yet at this point?
No children.
Okay, but I'm sure there's some in the working later on in the future.
In the future.
No, that's good. And you know, some of the elements that, you know, what are some of the questions you get from the youth in Oxnard? I know I want to know about the material possessions you have.
You know, there's a lot of monetary questions, but you know, a lot of the questions are, you know, what drives you? What's your why in the morning? And you know, my why in the morning is my family.
Yeah.
You know, everyone that surrounds me, all my support system, my small real team boss, people that truly support me and inspire me. I mean, I want to give them the world, because as I was coming up and I had nothing, you know, they were there to lean on or to fall on and to help me with anything that I needed. And that's why I am where I am today.
No, I love it. And you know, you spoke of your wife, but you know, do a shout out for some of the other people. You mentioned your dad.
My dad is a huge part in this. He's one of the biggest pillars for my whole support group, because he's been there for me since, I mean, he's the guy that took me to the boxing gym when I first started. You know, he trained me up until last year, and now we're working with another coach. And my brother, my closest family, friends, I mean,
you got a whole entourage. And you got that guy.
There's not a lot, but I mean,
it's
solid,
significant.
you know?
You got any brothers and sisters to argue with and stuff like that?
It's exactly what I need. You know? I couldn't ask for more.
Now you also got a superstar, the guy standing right behind the camera with his arms, look at those huge arms, no body fat on those arms. You want to do a little shout out with him, because he's pretty incredible.
Mr. Bricky over at
Mr. Bricky. I don't call him Mr. Bricky. That's why I'm just like,
Marcel Bricky.
I'm older than he is.
You know, but I've always known him as out of respect. You know.
I know.
Mr. Bricky.
No, it is so wonderful what you're doing. I just hope and pray for you the best, and I'll definitely be there when you fight and watch and be cheering you on. But I really appreciate you taking this time right here. So much success, Godspeed, in what you got going on.
Thank you, sir. Man. Thank you for having me. Man.
No,
I appreciate
love it.
You know, it's something awesome to be able to give back to the people. You know, to know a little bit about me, and you know, for all their support. I appreciate it.
They got to. Peter Godinez, I got Hugo the Boss. I want to do one of these. Give me one of those like this. All right.